I have single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet rounds, 1 round of each. And the single crochet eye gives you, with a size I crochet hook and a medium worsted weight 4-weight yarn, I get a 3/4 inch eye. In the half double crochet, same yarn, same hook, 1 inch. And double crochet rounds, same yarn, same hook, 1.5 inches round. Now you can substitute with a smaller hook, smaller weight yarn. You'd be able to get a smaller eye, so you can play around with that if you're looking for something a little bit smaller. So I'm going to start out by showing you how to work the double crochet rounds. The concept of all the eyes are the same. You're going to be starting out with a round of either single crochet, half double crochet, or double crochet in a different amount of stitches because we want a perfectly round center. So I'm going to go ahead and start with a magic circle. If you don't like using magic circles, you could certainly do the alternative of chaining 4 and slip stitching in your first chain to make a ring, and then working all of your chains and double crochets into the ring that you just made. But for my tutorial, I have a magic circle here. I'm going to chain 3, which is going to count as my first stitch, and then I'm going to work 10 double crochets in that circle. So there's 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that gives me a total of 11 stitches when you include that chain 3 from the beginning as a stitch. I'm going to tighten my magic circle here, and I'm going to slip stitch in the top of that chain 3. And that's all there is for round 1. And I'm going to fasten off that yarn at the end. And now I have my contrasting color. I'm using this aqua color. And I'm going to bring in that new color. You could go ahead and insert into that same stitch. The next stitch, it really doesn't matter. We're just pulling in that contrasting color. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the next 5 stitches. So on the top of that next stitch, slip stitch, that's 1, slip stitch into the next, that's 2, slip stitch into the next, that's 3, slip stitch into the next, that's 4, and slip stitch into the next, that's 5. You're going to want your slip stitches to be loose. Don't pull those too tightly. But after you've completed the 5th slip stitch, we're going to fasten off my contrasting color here, and we're done with the blue. Now I'm going to be bringing in my white. Same method. I'm going to be inserting my hook into the top of that stitch right behind that first stitch here, and pull in my white and slip stitch behind those slip stitches into the top of that next stitch, and 5 times. So there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, and there's 5. And I'm going to fasten off my white. Now I'm going to leave a little bit of a longer tail than I did for my contrasting color because I'm using the end of that white in order to embroider that little dot of white onto our eye. And I have my white here. So I'm going to get that on my needle, and I'm going to pull this to the back again. You can see with that slip stitch, this last loop is on the front side, and I'm just going to insert my needle into that same stitch there and pull it through to the back. and then I'm going to embroider that little dot. This can be as small or as large as you want. You can play around with the size, the location of how you like it. My recommendation, though, for you is to not weave in this end until you have worked the matching eye and you've embroidered the white portion on that second eye to match the first one. So you would just go ahead and make your second eye. Now the great thing about these is that you can play around with it, and on these eyes here I did the double crochet rounds, but I worked slip stitches all the way around instead of just 5, and it gives it a completely different look than the ones with just the 5 slip stitches. So that's the great thing about this pattern, is you can just play around with it, get the eyes that you want, but use the same technique for all of them. Another fun note is you can change the way that the personality of the eye is, simply by changing the placement of your white embroidery here. So this one kind of looks eyes open a little bit. This one, if you just move it slightly, they look a little bit angry. And then you do this, and he looks sleepy. So just by changing the placement, look how different those eyes look. And that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. Thanks so much for being with me. As always, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you never miss a new video. Thanks everyone. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.